x, that would be easy. Okay, now we're only going from, when it says 0 to pi, we're only going from here to here. But this is 4x. Well, that means right here, the only way that will work is if that turns out to be pi over 2. Okay, so you're going to set 4x is equal to pi over 2 plus or minus. We're not going to do minus because we're going only in the positive direction. Everybody's okay with that? Okay, so let me erase the minus. Okay, so plus, okay, 2n pi, and my n is equal to 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth. Okay, now I have to solve for x. When I do that, I'm going to get x is equal to pi over 8, okay, plus, okay, n pi over 2, and my n is equal to 0, 1, 2, Okay. Well, if that 4 wasn't there, it would be so easy. My answer would be pi over 2. But because the 4 is there, I have to take some values, plug it in, and see if the solution fits inside my domain. So what's the first number I'm going to put in here? 0. That gives me pi over 8. Is pi over 8 less than a pi? Yep. Okay, so we keep that. Yes. From the unit circle. That's where sine of pi over 2 is equal to 1. Alright. That's what I have to say. X is equal to... Okay, I'm going to use n. Okay, I'm going to put 1 there. Now n is 1. So I'm going to get pi over 8 plus pi over 2. Obviously my common denominator is 8. So this will now turn into 5 pi over 8. Is that less than pi? Okay, we keep it. Go on. X is equal to pi over 8. And then what's the next number I'm going to put in? 2. So that becomes pi. I can stop there, right? Because I know that's bigger than pi. So how many solutions do I have? 2. This is the work you have to show. Okay. All right. Yes, Jeff. What's that? Not this problem. This problem? Okay. Not all problems are going to be the same, right? Okay. Let's go to number 7. 6 is gone. Let's go to 7. Alright, 7. Alright. Cosine of 3x is equal to 2. Who asked for 7? Caroline. Thank you. No solution. Why? Can't be bigger than 1, right? Game over. What's the largest value cosine can ever be? Think of a unit circle. Think of a cosine curve. Okay. It is, but if you just treat this as a dummy variable, it's just called E for Emma. Cosine of Emma has to equal to 2. That's never true. Because this cosine function will always be like that, the most it's going to be is 1, the least it's going to be is negative 1. And yeah, I'm going to explain to you more. If you hold, be patient. Okay. It's a virtue. This 3, only thing that does is it just changes the period. It doesn't stretch the period. Okay? Now if you had like that, then that's going to stretch the curve, go beyond 1 and below negative 1. Does that make sense? Okay? What does this 3 do? It just changes the period. So the highest and lowest values don't get changed at all. They're going to stay at 1 and negative 1. Very good. Yeah, because tangents is very long, infinitely long. I don't know how long that is, but it's pretty long. It's longer than long. Okay. Thank you for asking that question, Caroline, because that actually shows up on our AP problems down the road, because we have to throw away certain solutions. But of course, Emma won't be here to enjoy our struggles. 3 more weeks. Yeah. Alright. Sine of 2x is equal to negative cosine of 2x. Okay, this does not have domain restriction, right? Okay. Now, the easiest way to solve this is actually use common sense. Okay? Are we ready to use some common sense? I hope. If you didn't have that, the question they're asking is, where is sine equal to cosine? There are 4 places, or actually there's only 2 places where sine and cosine are equal to each other. On a unit circle, okay, there are 2 places where sine and cosine are equal to each other. Emma. Pi fourths is 1. Pi fourths is down here. That is another 1. Okay. That is if you didn't have a negative sign. Because we have a negative sign, the question they're asking is, where are they exactly opposite of each other? Emma? 3 pi fourths and 7 pi fourths. Okay, that means this can either be 3 pi fourths or 7 pi fourths. Then it's going to satisfy this equation. But remember, this is 2x, so therefore I have a 2x is equal to 3 pi fourths plus or minus 2 and but you know what? Look, instead of going 2 n pi, this jumps every pi. So I can take a shortcut and just write n pi. And that covers this and this spot, because I'm only jumping a pi. Yes, Jake, the snake. Yeah, I'm going both directions. I got to spin left, I got to spin right, clockwise, counterclockwise. Jasper. Yeah, you can do that. You'll get the same thing. Okay. So I now have n is equal to 0, 1, 2, dot, 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 dot. Now when I divide everything by 2, I get x is equal to 3 pi over 4 plus or minus n pi over 2. And my n is equal to 0, 1, 2, dot, 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 dot. And that is 3 pi over 8, thank you. 3 pi over 8. Okay. Any other questions? I want to remind you that I can afford to make mistakes. take an AP test if I don't. Wasn't close to me. No. Hello, Jessica. You're live now. Yes. I can, but by just going by n pi, I'm jumping from here to here to here. Okay, that takes care of that. You can write it as two different answers. You will be rather redundant, you know. All right, so that brings us to the next problem in line, which is 14. Yes. I do not have any answers here. I don't know. If you want me to do that for you, I will do it for you. Alright, number 14. Number 14, I have a 6 cosine of x plus 1 is equal to 5 secant of x. Okay, I can't have all this nonsense. Okay, I got to turn everything into sine and cosine. So what's the name for secant of x? Okay, so cosine of x plus 1 is equal to 5 over cosine of x. Okay, I got fractions. I want to get rid of the fractions. How do we get rid of the fractions? Huh? Ancient Indian secret? No. Just multiply everything by a common denominator. What's my common denominator? Cosine of x. So this is going to be 6 cosine squared x plus cosine of x, okay, is equal to 5. Alright, it looks like a quadratic to me. So once it's a quadratic, I now have to take everything to one side. Okay, so 6 cosine squared x plus cosine of x minus 5 is equal to 0. And then once I take everything one side, I have to factor. Okay, I'm looking for factors of negative 5. I can make a 1 in the middle. 6 cosine of x has to be there, and this has to be cosine of x. Okay, and then I'm going to put a plus 1 here and a minus 5 there. That'll take care of that. Are we good? Is it factored? What do we do with each one of the factors? Set them equals 0, I get 5 over 6. Set them equals, I get cosine of x, okay, is equal to negative 1. Oh, it's getting ugly. Cosine of x is negative 1 is a piece of cake. Okay, where is cosine of x is negative 1? Right there. Well, I do have a domain restriction. X is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 2 pi. So from this, I get x is equal to pi. That part's done. This is not so easy. Okay, give me a decimal representation of that, please. Oh, no, don't do it yet. Okay, to solve for x, I will have to undo this part. How do I undo that part? It's not part of the unit circle. That's why it makes a messy problem. How do I undo that part? Inverse. So my x is equal to cosine inverse of 5 over 6. Alright, crank it out. Tell me what it is. Make sure you're in radians. Don't pull out your calculator. I don't want to sit here and wait on you guys. I'm not going to do the calculator work for you. That's the least you can do if I'm going to do all these problems. Okay, Amy, what you got? 0.5856. I love a problem like this because it actually stretches your thinking process. Yes. Okay. Herein lies the problem. 0.5856 is the angle. Okay. So, is that bigger than a bread box, smaller than a bread box? Or is that bigger than a pi over 2 or smaller than a pi over 2? What's pi over 2? Well, pi is 3.14. So when you divide pi by 2, what are you going to get? 1 point something, right? Okay, so that means this angle is located here, and that angle there is 0.5856. It's just in radians. Okay? Alright, we got one of the angles, but here's the thing. Your calculator is not very smart. Okay? Because the question that you were asked was this: all the angles between 0 and 2 pi, where you get that. Okay, but your calculator can only do inverse cosines for first and second quadrant, and it ignores everything else. There's one more place between 0 and 2 pi where the cosine turns out to be 5/6. And what quadrant is it located in, Emma? No, positive. It's got to be positive. Jake? 4. So it's got to be this angle right here. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright. Now, how do I find this angle? Well, this angle is really 0.586 less than a 2 pi. So to do that, I'm going to get x is equal to 2 pi minus 0.5856. Calculate that for me, please. Well, I'm waiting. Amy? 5.697. 3 decimal. I want to also remind you that on the AP test, okay, and also on my quizzes, if you get a decimal answer, if you do not go to 3 decimal places, okay, I will take points off. Okay? I'm just telling you right now, don't cry about it when I start taking points off. That said, we're only going from 0 to 2 pi. We found the 2 answers that satisfies that. Okay? Alright. 15. Fifteen. 10 squared x is equal to 10 of x plus 1. Alright. This is a quadratic. You see a quadratic, what are you going to do? Yeah, but you got to take everything to one side. So it would be 10 squared x minus 10 of x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay. So, next thing is, I'm going to try to factor. Okay, can I factor this? No. Okay. I'm stuck with the quadratic. I cannot factor. Okay. So, what should I do? Give up? Maybe I could use a quadratic formula and just take a chicken way out. Okay. Shh. What's my A here? What's my B? What's my C? Okay, I'm solving for tan of x. Okay, so negative B, which is 1, negative, plus, okay, okay, plus or minus, square root of negative 1 squared, which is 1, minus 4 times A, which is 1 times C, negative 1. All that over 2 times A, which is 1. Okay, tan of x is equal to 1 plus or minus square root of, inside the radical, what am I going to get? Right there, 5. All that over 2. quadratic formula. If you use trigonometry, eventually you will have to use quadratic formula somewhere down the road. I was trying to get to sine and cosines using trigonometries. We're going to get to that right now. Alright. Calculate this for me. 1 plus or minus, what's red? 5. Hurry up, hurry up. 2, 3, 6. I need one more. There's no 0? Okay. 2.236. Okay. Alright, tan of x is equal to 1 plus 2.236 over 2. Tan of x is equal to 1 minus 2.236 over 2. Calculate this for me. 1.618, and then the minus 1. Alright, so I have a tan of x is equal to 1.618. Let's take care of that. What's my x equal to? Tan inverse of 1.618. Calculate that. Yeah, I need the value. .017. Okay. Calculate this one for me. Tan of x is equal to negative 0.618. So my x is tan inverse of negative 0.618. Calculate that for me. Yep. Alright. I have two solutions, but my calculator gives me two solutions, but I'm going to have more than two solutions. Okay? I'm going to show you. What's that? So when do you want to take the AP test? June rather than May?
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell College Board that. Yeah. Alright. If x is equal to 1.017, and if x is equal to negative 0.553. Those are two solutions I have. But we have a domain restriction. Domain restriction is x has to be greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 2 pi. Now let's take care of this angle first. This angle here, because tan inverse, your calculator gives you this angle. Where is tan positive? Quadrant 1. So it is giving you this angle right there. That is 1.17. That's the angle that your calculator gives you. But your calculator doesn't give you the other angle. Okay, there's one more place where your tangent is going to be positive. Okay? And where is the tangent going to be positive? Where does tangent generate? What is it? Very good. It's going to be pi plus, because from here to here is pi, and this angle is going to be pi plus, okay, 1.017, and calculate that for me. 4.158. Alright, now that's taken care of. Now this one, your calculator is giving you this angle, because we took a tan inverse of a negative angle, and that's in the fourth quadrant. So it gave you this angle right here, which is negative 0.553. But you cannot use a negative angle, because my domain says it has to be positive. So I have to go around this direction to find this same angle. So how do I find that? Okay, x is equal to 2 pi minus, okay, 0.553. Tell me what that is. 5.730. Okay. Now, that's not the end of it, because there's one more angle. What's that? Okay, tell me what the angle is. Okay, Jake says the angle is 2. Now, are you getting that from the answer sheet?
No, I got it.
Okay, 2 point, tell me what it is. Tell me. 588. Okay? So Jake says 2.58. I'll explain to you. Let's see if Jake is right or not. Okay. Cosine, the tangent is going to be negative one more place. What quadrant is tangent is negative? It's in the second quadrant. Okay? So in this quadrant, tangent is negative. So I'm assuming what Jake did was he took 0.553 and subtracted that from a pi. Is that what you did, Jake? Okay, so Jake did, okay, took a pi and subtracted 0.553, and he got 2.588. What's that? There are 4 of them. Okay, so let me mark the answers. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. This is going to be 3, because I can't use negative because of domain restriction. And then finally, this is going to be 4. You know what? Unless I find a harder problem than this, yes. And I think there is one. I am moving on. You have to show work. Yeah. Because, see, this was like just x. I don't have like 2x, 3x, 4x. Then I have to plug and chug, and we have one that's coming up. Alright? I can't stop right now. You have to ask me after school. Okay. Okay, next problem. 17. Okay, 16. I'll wait till you guys get quiet, because I'm not taking the quiz and there is no retakes, remember. Okay. 2 cosine of x. Cosine of x. I can't make 1 in the end. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so cosine of x is what I'm solving for. Negative b is 5 plus or minus square root of b squared, which is 25, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 1. All that's going to be over 2 times 2, which is 5 plus or minus square root of, okay, 25 plus 8, which is going to give me 33, all that over 4. So I have a cosine of x is equal to 5 plus 33 over 4, and I have a cosine of x is equal to 5 minus rad 33 over 4, and I need values for both of these. Let's go. I can't hear you because people are talking. 686. The minus one. Only one person should not be doing this. Okay, negative 0.186. Alright, got some good news. I got some bad news. This one. Okay, I got to take an inverse of that. X is equal to cosine inverse of negative 0.186. Calculate that for me. 1.757. Okay. Okay. Look how smart you guys are getting all of a sudden. Okay, my calculator is dumb. It doesn't give me all the answers. It's stupid. So I have to use the organic calculator. Okay? So what my calculator gave me was, what my calculator gave me was this angle right here. And it told me that was 1.757. That's because that's the only place the cosine inverse, as far as calculator is concerned, okay, cosine is negative. But we know cosine is negative another place. Okay, what quadrant is cosine negative in? Third quadrant. That means we have to find this angle also. So, how do I find that angle? Okay, so x is going to be pi plus 1.757, and calculate that for me, please. 4.899. Yes, Emma. No, because this is 3.14. Okay, you'll barely, the actual angle is going to be barely beyond that. It's going to be like that. Do you see what I mean? It's going to go past, you know, pi over 2. Yes, sir. Why is it plus pi? This is the angle I have here, okay? So cosine here, right there, that's my cosine side. Okay? That's the side that is negative 0.186. Are you with me? Okay, if I draw another triangle here, that side's going to be the same. Are you with me? Okay, and that's why I have to find the angle all the way over here, which is pi, which is that, plus whatever that angle is. Okay, we got a couple of more harder problems than these. Yeah, this is an easy one. Go look at the video when you get home. Yes. What's that? The other answer gave me it was just too much. Yeah. Okay, 17. Shh. Sine x, cosine x, plus cosine x is equal to 0. Okay, what's the first thing I have to do now? There you go. I get sine x plus 1 is equal to 0. I have cosine x is equal to 0. I get sine x is equal to negative 1. Piece of cake. How many places in the unit circle cosine x equals 0? No. 2. X is equal to pi over 2. 3 pi over 2. Where is sine x equal to negative 1? One place. Okay? And that's, where's that? 3 pi over 2. It's already done. There you go. Inside, outside. That's done. Yeah. See, he's thinking. You are. Okay. What inside? The inside, with this inside? There's the inside right there. Alright. Okay. So 18 I did on the notes. Okay. So next one would be 20. 19. 19. Cosine squared x minus 3 sine x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, this one I do need to use a trig identity. Okay, and that one I have no choice. And I will tell you why. Okay, you need to use trig identities if you shut up. Just trying to be direct. Don't be around the bush. Because you have cosines and sines. You can't have that. You have to have everything in terms of sine or everything in terms of cosine. When that occurs, you know you have to use a trig identity. And I have a trig identity for that. That is 1 minus sine squared x minus 3 of sine x plus 2 is equal to 0. If I clean this up, okay, I get a negative sine squared x minus 3 sine of x plus 3 is equal to 0. Multiply everything by negative. I get sine squared x plus 3 sine of x, okay, and then minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, now can I find factors of 3 that I can make it 3 in the middle? Nope. Here we go. Quadratic formula. Sine of x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus square root of. Okay, 3 squared, which is 9, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 3. All that over 2 times a, which is 2. Which simplifies to negative 3 plus or minus square root of 9 plus 12, which is 21. All that over 2. Can you? You can't. I'm getting rad 21. If I could factor, that would break up. You know what I mean? Just the fact that I'm getting rad 21 says I can't factor. Okay? All right. Well, I don't know how you did it. I'm getting rad 21 inside the radical unless I didn't do the quadratic formula right. Okay? All right. I get sine of x is equal to negative 3 plus rad 21 over 2. I need some calculator help. Sine of x is equal to negative 3 minus rad 21 over 2. Okay, give me a value for this and a value for that. Come on, hurry up. 0.791. Somebody take the second one. Hurry up. Oh, feel like I'm in Wheel of Fortune here. Well, don't you guys have calculators? No. Negative 3.791? Okay, 20. Okay. Alright, I don't know how you did that, but anyway, this is the right answer. That's going to go away. Okay, I have sine of x is equal to 0.7912. What do I have to do to find x? Sine inverse, 0.7912. Okay, tell me what that is. 0.9127. Okay, so my calculator is giving me, since this is positive, it's giving me this angle right here, and it's telling me that's 0.9127. Okay, that's one of my angles. Yes. 0.711. What this is 0.711. I have to go find the other angle. Where else is sine positive? What? Besides 1, they gives me 1, 2. So I got to find that angle. Okay, that angle here is x. I cannot stand it when people are talking, when I'm talking. I can blow up on you. And if I blow up on you, I'm not going to let you back in the class unless your mom and dad comes, walks you in the class and tells me why you talk when I'm talking. I will keep you out of the class until your parents come and apologize for you. And I know they're going to be happy to come and apologize for you. Calculate that for me. 2.229. Those are the two answers. because we're only going from 0 to 2 pi. I have no other answers. Okay, that's 19. At least the 19 that I have on my paper. Okay, 20. 2 cosine squared x plus 3 sine of x minus 1 is equal to 0. Again, I have sine and cosine. What does that mean? What do I have to do? Trigonometry. Okay, what is the trigonometry for that? Okay, 1 minus sine squared x plus 3 sine x minus 1 is equal to 0. Clean it up. Okay, 2 minus 2 sine squared x plus 3 sine of x minus 1 is equal to 0. Clean it up some more. Negative 2 sine squared x, okay, plus 3 sine of x, and then I'm going to get plus 1 is equal to 0. Multiply with the sine of x is equal to negative b, which is 3 plus or minus square root of ab squared, which is 9 minus 4 times a, which is 2 times negative 1. All that's going to be over 2 times 2. Okay, and then I clean this up. I'm going to have a 3 plus or minus square root of. Okay, and this is going to be 9 plus 8, which is 17, and it's over 4. Obviously, that's why we cannot factor. If that turned out to be rational, okay, then we could have factored. Alright, so we got two solutions, which is x is equal to 3 plus rad 17 over 4, and then we have sine of x is equal to 3 minus rad 17 over 4. Okay, someone calculate the top one. Let's do it this way. This side of the room, calculate the top one. The right side of the room, calculate the bottom one. Okay, negative, what is it? 0.2807. Alright, we get to keep that. How about the left one? And that we can trash. Okay, so that leaves us with this to worry about. So we're going to take sine inverse. Okay, x is equal to sine inverse of that angle, and it's a negative angle, so you know where it's going to give us. It's going to give us x is equal to sine inverse of negative 0.2807, and that angle is going to be located in the fourth quadrant, because that's what the sine inverse is going to give me. So it should be negative. So what is the value? Negative 0.284. Okay. Alright, so I have this angle right here, and that's my negative 0.284. There's one more place where sine is going to be a negative. Okay, and it's going to be in the third quadrant. Jake, you got that value? I thought it was all 0 to 2 pi. Yeah, 0 to 2 pi. Yeah, we do. Okay. So let's find, and we're going to come back and change that to positive. Okay. Find this one. So this is 2.284. So pi plus 0.284. What is that angle? What's that angle? Calculate that. You have a calculator. Don't just sit there like a bump on a log. You're wasting your own time. Pull out a calculator. Give me the answers. 3.425. Alright. Like Jake said, I can't use this, even though that's the right answer, because of my domain restriction. So I have to rewrite that with a different name. And what is the name, Jake? 5.999. Emma, you have a question? Yeah, 2 pi minus. That's how you get that. This this particular problem has a relative significance for me because I gave this to my 8th graders this summer. 2 of them got it cold, and one girl couldn't get it, so she started crying. Had to calm her down. Yeah. 2 of them figured out on their own without me. Okay, yes. Because if you look right here, if you get quiet, I can answer her question. It is telling me the sign is a negative. Well, we know the sign is negative in that quadrant because that is negative 0.2807. Okay? Sign's going to be negative there too because it's below the x-axis. Isn't that right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, what we have right here is saying we have some side that is going to give me a negative for a sign. So that can only happen here, and that is negative 0.2807. That side is that. When we took inverse sine, we wanted to find what that angle was, and that angle turned out to be negative 0.284. Are you with me? Okay. There's one more place where sine is going to have a side. It's going to be like that. And that is if you have a triangle here, this side is going to be negative 0.2807. Okay? So we need to know what this angle is. This angle is that right there. That's why you have to add to pi, you have to add 0.284. Okay? And then that will give you this angle right there. Okay? Alright. So the next one is 21. Have a sine of x times cosine of x is equal to 1/2. You wish all the problems were like this. First thing I'm going to do is Jake, thanks for saying that, but it's wrong. But I'm glad you said that because that's one of the typical mistakes that everybody makes because you didn't learn why you can't do that. You can only do that if this is 0. Okay, I'll get to you, Emma. I got you. Okay, since that's not 0, you can't set them equal to 1/2. Okay, Emma. There you go. That's what we're going to do. Okay, and that's equal to 1, right? Not 0. It's going to be 1. Multiply everything by, okay, 2, and you get that. Okay, but we have a trig identity for this, which is sine 2x is equal to 1. Alright, where is sine 2x on the unit circle is equal to 1? There's only one place. Or sine of x is equal to 1. One place, which is there. So that means I get 2x has to equal to pi over 2. Now, you have to go plus or minus 2 and pi because there's a 2 in front of that x. We're going to have to crank that out. Okay, my n is equal to 0, 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. So my x is equal to pi over 4 plus or minus n pi. But do I need to worry about the minus part since my domain is greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to 2 pi? No. So I might as well trash the minus part so it won't be confusing why I'm not doing the minus part. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in our numbers. N is equal to 0. What's my x equal to when n is 0? Pi fourths. Is that less than 2 pi? Yep, keep it. N is equal to 1. Pi plus pi fourths. Is that less than 2 pi? Pi. Okay, that's 5 pi fourths, and we keep that. My n is equal to 2. 2 pi plus pi fourths. Is that less than 2 pi? No. So how many solutions do I have? 2. Alright. So we're moving on to 22. Okay, here we go. Again, we have sine and cosine. What's that? Is that 2x? Okay. So, what should I... That means I can use a trig identity there. And what is my trig identity for that? What trig identity should I use for this one? Okay, 1 minus 2 sine squared x. Okay, but now everything's in sine. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. Okay, so let's take everything to the left. So I get a 2 sine squared x. I have a plus 3 sine of x. And that 1 plus 1 is 2. Move it over, I get negative 2 is equal to 0. Okay, can I factor these? Factors of 4 I can make it 3 out of? No way, right? Yeah, 2 times 2. There's no way I can find fact. Can I? Yeah, I guess I can. 2 sine x. Okay, sine x. And then I need to get a 2. So I'm going to make a 2 right here. And that's going to be plus. And it's going to be minus. How's that? That'll work. Okay, this one I can trash. It's going to be giving negative 1 actually. So I'm going to get sine x is equal to 1/2. Alright, so where is sine x equal to 1/2 on the unit circle? And it's nice because I just have an x. So, Emma, that's one place. Okay, 5 pi 6. There you go. 5 pi 6 is the other place. We're done. X is equal to pi 6. Should not be on the test. I don't know. Can't tell you. It all depends on how much you guys pissed me off today. My revenge is a Friday. Alright. Is there any other problems that you need? I think everything else is pretty easy. Number 8, what? 37? Okay. Number 8 and 37. I only have time for one problem. Pick. 8, all you have to do is plug in the 90 degrees in each one of the A's. Calculate that. That's all you have. Let us see. Can't you go tan of 2 times 90 degrees? Okay, is equal to 2 tangent of 90 degrees? over 1 minus tan of 90 degrees squared, and then see if you got the same answer left on the right hand side. Yes, you can do without a calculator. You can use scientific calculator. What is tangent of 180 degrees? What is tangent of 90 degrees? One of these is 0, one is, okay? Tangent of 90 degrees is sine of 90 degrees over cosine 90 degrees. That means it's going to give you undefined, right? 1 over 0. So this is undefined. So is that a true statement? No. Done. Okay. 5. Alright, here's 5. But I'm going to go fast. 1 over secant of x plus 1 plus 1 over secant of x minus 1 is equal to 2 cosine of x over sine squared x. Okay, here it is. I'm going to use the ancient Indian secret. Boom, boom. So I'm going to get secant of x minus 1 plus secant of x plus 1, all that over secant squared of x minus 1 is equal to 2 cosine x over sine squared x. Okay, the ones, they're gonna, 1 and negative 1 is going to cancel out. I get a secant x times secant x plus secant x, which is 2 secant x. Okay, by having a name for secant squared minus 1, that's a trigonometry. What is that? Okay, tangent squared x. Okay, is equal to 2 cosine x over sine squared x. Alright, secant of x, this is really 2. Secant of x is really another name for what? So that would be 2 over cosine x on the top. What's this line mean? Divide. Divide means multiplication. So you're going to get cosine squared x over sine squared x. Cosine's going to reduce. On the left hand side, you're going to get 2 cosine x. And the bottom, you're going to have a sine squared x. And that looks like a trigonometry. Okay, got 2 minutes. Number 7. I can't do it if you're talking. Cotangent of x is equal to 1 over sine x cosine x. Okay, left hand side is sine x over cosine x plus cosine x over sine x. Ancient Indian secret. Multiply, multiply, multiply. Sine squared x plus cosine squared x, all that over sine x cosine x. Really? Yes, it is. What's sine squared x plus cosine squared x? There you go.